Good evening, everyone, and now we present the Pride of the Titans. This is the Berea-Midpark Titan Marching Band. Once again, good evening and welcome to the 2022 Berea-Midpark Varsity Show, the show that will have your ears ringing by the end of the night with the sweet sound of our marching band. Tonight we're going to hear all of the music the band played this season. We'll share a few stories, recognize our seniors, and introduce you to all 185 members of the Pride of the Titans. And of course, we might have some fun along the way. There hasn't been a lot of time to rehearse the varsity show, so be prepared. We might just make things up as we go. So we want to start the introductions with our mustard-loving. That was last night. I know, we got a whole different intro tonight. I know, I was teasing you that we had a really good rehearsal last night. So anyways, we do want to introduce you to the creative director behind the Titan Band. And like most creative geniuses, he does not like to clutter his mind with anything that doesn't have something to do with music, or facts, or an understanding of the English language. For instance, a group of students socializing quite loudly on the bus might be referred to as a bunch of socialists. Or a flock of pelicans flying low across the beach could be referred to as penguins flying. Just the other day, we learned that potatoes are the bumper crop of Iowa, not Idaho. And on the way to Disney, when our buses pass through the mountains of West Virginia, he may tell the students that we are now passing through the Rockies. Ladies and gentlemen, the director of bands at Berea-Midpark High School, Mr. Jeff Fidel. All right. And now we ask that you please rise and join the Berea-Midpark Titan Band under the direction of Jeff Fidel as they salute the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem. This next set of students is usually the youngest group in the band since we draft them from the 8th grade. They take their job very seriously and have been pretty good at not getting 500 yards in front of the band and not clotheslining Mr. Maxwell when he was videotaping. Our banner carriers, Emma Rivera, Alani Relaford, Jake Timko, and Gavin Zablowski. Back on September 10th, the Titan Band joined other marching bands in North Royalton to salute members of our armed services and first responders in memory of 9/11. Tonight, the Titan Band would like to reprise that performance and honor all of our veterans and first responders who are here tonight. Our salute to all of you. Here is America the Beautiful. first time in 35 years, we get to introduce you to a new member of our band staff. Our new assistant band director came to us from Keystone High School, and he has been a great addition to the Titan Band. His enthusiasm, sometimes caffeine-driven, as evidenced by the Keurig machine sitting on his desk, has reached amazing heights. Yes, his fun and exciting nature can be seen when he takes the band on a roller coaster ride in the fourth quarter of every game. But it was 2 weeks ago at rehearsal, while teaching a drill to a weary marching band, when he got so excited, trying to motivate the kids with his highly enthusiastic, likely over-caffeinated attitude, that he went running through the band yelling his patented "woo!" This action immediately triggered his Apple Watch to ask if he was in distress and should it call 911. We are proud to welcome to his second ever varsity show our new assistant band director, Mr. Brett Benson. Our pregame downfield number this season is our official state song. Here is Beautiful Ohio. We shared this last night and had a lot of fun with this. The job of drum major for the Titan Band is not an easy one. And now, all of us on the marching band staff can attest to that fact, since Jeff had the brilliant idea during band camp for us to try our skill at tossing the baton, much to the amusement of the band. None of us caught it. Not even Colonel Mustard and Captain Caffeine. Although Brett did toss it high enough that planes were diverted at Hopkins. Ross Rowland came close, but may have fractured a bone in his hand. Sarah's toss had some distance, if the idea was to throw the baton 25 feet horizontally. John Chapman actually strutted out, which was very impressive. 3 weeks of heating pads and Ben Gay, and he was right back at work. Juliana, I'm not going to say anything about because she has a black belt in something, and I don't want to find out about that later. She did not catch it. Rosanna, the only one with baton experience, was kind enough to drop it so she could fit in with the rest of us. And I'm pretty sure mine ended up on Bagley Road. Sorry about the windshield. But there are 2 students who handled the baton very well this season, beginning with our pregame show drum major, senior baritone player, Dylan Doran. And while the job of drum major has always been open to any band member, we are proud to welcome our first young lady to ever try out for and get the job, our halftime drum major, senior baritone player, Summer Zalesnik. Continuing with the baton theme, would you please welcome our majorettes, Alyssa Peck, Haley Over, Hannah Olsa-Holly, Jonathan McHell, Alyssa Salvatore, Jordan Cadell, and Mackenzie Tenay. The song used to get the band from one end of the field to the middle of the field is called our downfield number. For the first half of the season, we used the 70s hit from Mama Cass. Make your own kind of music. Let's start meeting some of the band. Parker Bulig, Tarek Masri, Aaron Hopperton, Mark DeVera, Aiden Warren, Elizabeth Spencer, Amari, they did this last night, come up. Amari Jones, Lionel Strumovitz, Elijah Creighton, Jace Walker, Makendra Smith, Keegan Gary, Carmela Berensfeld, Garrett Carney, Anna Kavanaugh, Jacob Cullins, Corbin Johnson, Kaja Dennison, Lily Lawley, Elijah Nichols, Jackson Payne, Ben Granowski, Gavin McGee, Nick Rash, Jorge Rosario, Chase Nagy, Keenan Roberts, and Dominic Finn. The group that wrote this next tune had cultivated an underground following that broke into the mainstream music scene when this song became a modern rock and MTV favorite. From the band Real Big Fish, here is that favorite, Sell Out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So while they're sitting down, we want to introduce you to a very important part of the band, the group that starts practicing all the way back in June. They are the heartbeat of the band, our drumline. Andrew Welch, Alex Rubelo, Ellie Connor, Josh Payne, Ben Kokar, Anna Cameraman, Malachi Crespo, Sloan Wolf, Jackson Johncock, Ben Sebo, Nathan Wilson, Adam Svoboda, Kevin Shaft, Dale Brooks, Ella Bodemiller, Weston McFetridge, Vinny Del Santer, Jordan Guy, Mason Herwood, Marcus Thomas, Ian Kavanaugh, Caden Davis, and Alex Johncock. Mr. Benson is rubbing off on you. Last week we did a pregame show that featured this Rolling Stone classic. Here is Painted Black.
Up, 2, 3, 4.
Back in August, the Band Boosters held their first ever Titan Band Wing Day over at Grindstone Tap House. The fundraiser made over $5,000 for the band, and so thank you to all of you who attended. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow night, right? We're rolling the trailer out? Tomorrow night, so your funds are being put to good use. The band trailer has been refurbished, and tomorrow night will make its debut. Thank you all very, very much for your support of the band. And thank you to Cindy Coulter who put that whole wing team together. Very, very fun night. And one of the many outstanding items up for raffle was the opportunity to conduct the band at the Varsity show. And the lucky winner just happens to be one of our more active members of our booster organization. She just recently led the boosters in one of the most successful hoagie drives in the band's history, with over 4,200 hoagies assembled. Would you please welcome our Wingding raffle winner, and more importantly, mom to trumpet player Matt, Kelly Varsity. So while Jeff gives Kelly a crash course in conducting, we want to take a moment to introduce you to a critical component and a key to the success of this marching band, our band camp staff. Sarah Novak, Ross Rollin, Ruby Thomas, Kara Abraham, Nick Laytonen, John Wozencraft, Ashley Moldovan, Jonah Gilbert, and Malia Rivera. There you go, good job. All right, and here to conduct the One Republic Hit County Stars is Wingding raffle winner and recent maestro, Kelly Varsity.
Five, 6,
That's what moms are for. All right. Please welcome to the front of the stage, Thomas Henry, Shawn Michaels, Alex Moen, Nick Spencer, Josh Ullman, Callie Leitonen, Colin Miller, Sam Murda, Anthony Mateo, Dan Tietzel, Alex Serban, Aiden Weddle, Michael Gallagher, Jack Spence, Trevor Spence, Trevor Speck, Julia Bales, Rachel Burnett, Courtney Nambick, Ariella Zerke, Bailey Jelinek, and Elaine Shack. The lead singer for Green Day suffered from a number of anxieties, probably some woo thing going around, and he said his best therapy was to write a song about it. Here is that therapeutic hit from Green Day, Basket Case.
Up, 2, 3, 4.
It should come as no surprise that the Titan Band is heading off to Disney in April, and in harmony with that trip, Mr. Finale has arranged a piece from Disney's Fantasia 2000, the sequel to Disney's 1940 salute to classical music Fantasia. The piece is The Firebird, written by Igor Stravinsky in 1910. In the Disney animated depiction, the sprite, a whimsical nature caretaker, accidentally awakens the Firebird, a creature bent on fire and destruction. Roy Disney, who produced Fantasia 2000, got his inspiration for the Firebird after the eruption of Mount St. Helens in 1980. The movement you are about to hear is the finale to the Firebird, where the sprite emerges from hiding to witness the torched earth left by the Firebird. The music begins with a solemn tone as the sprite, saddened by what it caused, realizes its tears can bring life back through the ashes of destruction. The piece builds as the sprite uses its power to summon the rains and return the earth to its natural splendor, leading to a powerful and emotional ending of Life Renewed. Here with Igor Stravinsky's finale of The Firebird is the Berea-Midpark Titan Marching Band.
It's like a workout. I bet you they're tired. We're kind of at the intermission stage here. It gives them a chance to catch their breath a little bit. First of all, I want to say a couple thank yous. Obviously to the band staff, Tom Farmer. Not only does he, Back in the day, boy, it goes back a long time. When Dan and I were together, we used to write the announcements on the band bus on napkins. And we would just make stuff up randomly. We didn't know what we were talking about. Yeah, this is #1 hit, 1982 and stuff like that. And my brother would announce anything we would say. And then Tom came along and was like, your announcements aren't very good. It's like, yeah, I know, I write those. But I always try and give Tom a little challenge. At times I'll throw something in, I'll say, hey, see if you could use this word tonight. And at a couple of Varsity shows ago, I challenged him to say the word hot brown. Hot brown is a sandwich over at Mike's restaurant on downtown. Sure enough, we slid it into the Varsity show. So can't put anything by that guy, but you make us always look and sound that much better. Mr. Chapman, John has been with me, boy, since I first came here. He was in my dad's band. He's been a friend, a great colleague. He's a wonderful music educator in our system, and our system is lucky to have him. But he does a terrific job. The tradition of Long Train will live on. It's been here for 50 years, and hopefully it's here for another 50 years. But because of John and his friendship and his leadership and guidance, 14 tubas, one out tonight illness, but a lot of kids want to play tuba in this band, and that's because of John Chapman. Juliana, our choreographer, Juliana came on board when she graduated. I knew that when Juliana was a senior, I was kind of like, yeah, I need her as our choreographer. And she's outstanding. She's close enough in age to the kids that she could kind of recognize, what the iPhone does. I don't know. I tell the weather, I just kind of hold it up to see if it's got rain on it. But she does an outstanding job with the kids, and she's terrific, and she's very creative, very patient, but we're very fortunate to have her. Why don't you give Juliana a round of applause? Forget about it. So, after 30 years of marriage to Dan Barth, Brett came on board this year, and we interviewed last year. And if you don't know the process, the Symphonic Winds, we did an interview process at the end of last year, and we had 3 candidates who made our finals, and Brett was the second one to come in. We had administrators there. We had the students obviously were there because he had to conduct a rehearsal. And I just remember about halfway through that, I was looking at the kids' faces, and they had big smiles on their faces, and they were literally making contact with me in their eyes like, he's the one, he's the one. My principal looked at me and he said, wow. I kind of knew from that point, I had done my research on him, and I knew who I was, getting to be the next head band director when I called quits. But you talk about somebody who brings a lot to the table, kind of re-energized me. I can be a little persnickety at times, and sometimes, once in a while, I'm grumpy. Once in a while. Don't ask my wife. Yeah, be careful there, buddy. But that whole junior high thing that we did the other night, that was because of him. He had that idea. He went down to the junior high school. He got those kids excited. His energy is infectious. He sat there, high-fived those kids as they came in. He's been learning the kids' names since day one. They call on him as much as they call on me for advice and things like that. And it's been a seamless transition, and I look forward to these last years as I finish out. But just an outstanding educator. We are very fortunate to have Brett on board with us. So thanks for being my assistant. I'd be want to take time to thank our administrative staff here in our district, the leadership that we have at the Board of Education, Tracy Wheeler, Mike Driggs, over at our building here, Dr. Smithberger, and our administrators here, my colleagues who I teach with who are so supportive of our program. I had a conversation today with Steve Bosco about doing some collaborative work. Just the support we get in general from this district is tremendous in the arts, and it's something that I hope continues, and I will push as a resident of Berea to make sure that that does happen. To our boosters, our band president, Tracy Maxwell, her wonderful picture-taking husband who does such great videography for us. Yeah, that's great. But from all the parents, if it's fixing uniforms, if it's giving us snacks, if it's chaperoning at something, if it's riding on a bus, to the parents who are going to ride with us down to Disney World, and take that duty on there. But we have such great support from our parent group and our boosters, and to you as parents who are members of our booster organization and help fund the different things that we do, bringing kids to practices, running the kids back and forth. We couldn't do it without you. This program would not run, the instruments, the uniforms, and everything without parental support, administrative support, and obviously our booster support as well. And to the students up here, it's fun making music. It really is. And it's fun having all this cast of characters because they're all different. It really makes coming to work, and I tell the kids this all the time, I like going to work. I ride down Prospect past the fire station and I see people driving next to me. They don't look very happy. I can honestly say I like going to work every day. They put a smile on my face. They make me appreciate my family at home, and I appreciate them very much. I think they've had a terrific year. As many years in the past, I think this band is undefeated, and I think they'll remain in these last 2 weeks undefeated as well. So congratulations to you. We're going to introduce our seniors up here, and we'll do the alma mater. If you could kind of wait till the end, and then we'll give them a rousing applause, all of our seniors, and they're going to come up here. You can get a good Kodak moment there, and they're going to join, and we'll do the alma mater at the end, though. So we'll listen for your seniors name here, and give them a big round of applause.
So yes, if you could hold your applause and your woos. Everybody can hear your name. And we begin with Ferris Ashram, Josh Carlson, Aiden Carney, Alex Coulter, Beck Kolkar, Zane Dalton, Alex Detmer, Aaron DeFrancesco, Dylan Doran, John Elam, Aubrey Arrington, Gavin Fronick, Haley Fuller, Tyler Gall, Cadence Gentile, Michaela Gibbs, Silas Galoose, Melissa Harlan, Aaron Heisey, Lauren Heisey, Anna Cameraman, Sydney Coons, Levi McFetrick, Grace Mishler, Aislinn Murray, Juliette Murray, Haley Ogle, Robin Oliverio, Joseph Osborne, Emma Parrish, Josh Payne, Joel Petrie, Haley Bishop, Vinnie Pleva, Christian Riccardi, Kerrigan Raquel, Alex Rubolo, Alyssa Salvatore, Elaine Shaft, Maggie Shushu, Austin Shaw, Andrew Sperry, Haley Speck, Brendan Tinney, Lincoln Walker, Andrew Welsh, Madeline Williams, Sloan Wolf, Haley Zablowski, and Summer Zaleski. Ladies and gentlemen, the Berea-Midpark Marching Band Class of 20. And now, as a salute to our seniors, we ask that you please rise for the playing of the Berea-Midpark alma mater under the direction of senior trombone player Emma Parrish.
We really appreciate all you guys caring for us every single day, no matter what. You've really impacted every single one of our lives here. So thank you. We just want to get you a little something.
If you haven't seen Brett do the roller coaster in the fourth quarter, that's what it looks like. Isn't that bad? All right, we begin the second half of our show with some well choreographed dancing. Not really sure what this is called, but it's been highlighted all season by our Neutron Man, John Nealon. This was a tradition started back in 2019 and even had the likes of our superintendent shaking a leg with our Neutron star back then. We're not sure what the dance routine is, nor are we sure it really has anything to do with the music being played. Like when Snowflake, no two dance routines have been alike. So here is Neutron Man, John Elam, and the Titan Band with the Pointer Sisters, Neutron Man. Now you know why we kept the first three rows empty. We never know where John's going to go with that. We want to take a moment and recognize a very important group of patrons, our 2022-23 Directors Club members. If you're here tonight, please stand up when we call your name. The Galarza family. Jim and Tracy Maxwell. Carolyn and Mark Williams. Berea City Council. J In-House Enterprises, McDonald's. And Fellow Family LPA. Thank you all for being here. Halfway through the season, we did something we don't normally do. Change the outfield number. And we didn't want to just parade down the field. Halfway to the 50, every other line switched directions. We threw in some swagger and a few crossovers of the feet. All of this we call swinging on parade. Please welcome to the front of the stage, Maddie Tinko, Malaya Barangol, Cadence Gentile, Ferris Ashram, Lauren Heisey, Sydney Coombs, Joe Osborne, Robin Oliverio, David Ice, Vinnie Pleva, Dylan Doran, Juliette Murray, Michaela Gibbs, Joel Petrie, Grace Forgosh, Aubrey Arrington, Michaela Beauty, Tyler Gall, and Kaylee Oliver. With our great band leader and amazing drummer, Buddy Rich, put this next song together and made it one of his signature tunes. Here is the dancing men and women of the Titan Band with Buddy Rich's Dancing Men. So our 50-50 raffle, thank you all very much for participating in that. We're going to draw a ticket. Okay, come over here. And the winner gets so the winner gets 300. By the way, Tracy Maxwell, our band is If you are holding ticket 357101, you are a winner of $300. See Tracy in the back of the auditorium. Where are you? We love when the alumni win. All right, please welcome to the front of the stage, Josh Carlson, Tyler Blasey, Meredith Coombs, Jordan Maddox, Catherine Arrington, Solomon Scrinovitz, Ezekiel Warnick, Adam Snyder, Lucas McHugh, Callie Fleming, Elizabeth Carroll, Camden Sidlicki, Jonathan Lynn Boggs, Andrew Merritt, Leo Raymakers, Elise Gravel, Javion Martis, Terrence Hugh, Santino Leoy, Annalise Bolton, Jonah Roberti, Benjamin King, Christina Calvis, and Aubrey Tresbakowski. Okie dokie, get your huzz out and get ready to clap along because it is time to make this rock and roll go round. There is Queen's Fat Bottom. Okie doke. Let's bring the tubas out front. Please welcome Christian Riccardi, Eddie Bruce, Megan Campbell, Ryan Dort, Lincoln Walker, Michael Macy, Austin Shaw, Logan Stauffer, Rory Fronick, Matt Henry, Christian McDevitt, Caitlin Miller, Donovan Rogers, and Jasmine Schaefer. And yes, we would like you all to stay on the stage tonight. Abby Bruce. Don't watch the video from last night. The red lights mean stay back. So. Before we introduce the song, we have to introduce the guy who has been one of our assistant band directors and our tuba section instructor. He is a music teacher for the Berea City School District, and as we note every year, as a high school student, he was one of the first to perform the tuba dance to Long Train. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. John Chapman. Under the direction of John Chapman, here is the Titan Band featuring our tubas with the Doobie Brothers, Long Train Running.
5, 6, 7, 4, stop, step, left.
we fell off the stage. It's always a good sign. We turn the clock back all the way to the swing era of 1936. One of the most popular songs from the big band era had some pretty big names, not only performing the tunes, but recording them. Gene Krupa on drums and Harry James on trumpet, for example, recorded the tune, which later ended up in the Grammy Hall of Fame. Written by Louis Prima and performed by Benny Goodman, here is our big band with Sing, Sing, Sing. We'd like to welcome back our majorettes. We also want to take a moment to point out another member of our band staff, and she's done a wonderful job with these girls this year, our majorette coach, Rosanna Gonzalez. So from 1936 to 1976 for the band Kansas, this next song was written 2 days before the band was heading into the studio to record their second album. They made the decision not only to add it to the album, but make it the lead track. Must be something about this song because Jeff just added it to the Varsity show 2 days ago, which is why it's not in your program. Here is that last minute addition from Kansas and Jeff, Carry On Wayward Son.
Up, 2, 3, 4, 1.
2, Alex Detmer, Madeline Williams, Andrew Sperry, Brendan Tinney, Aaron Heisey, John Elam, Aiden Carney, Alyssa Harlan, Aaron DeFrancesco, Silas Gamoose, Ari Gary, Emma Escalier, Quentin DeSillo, Chelsea Welsh, Alexis Wright, Jack Canaris, Krista Novak, Haley Bishel, Colby Spears, and Omar Al-Halabi. This next tune was originally recorded by Otis Redding, but it was the Black Crowes who made it a hit in 1990. The Titan Band wants to light your candle because they are too hard to handle. All right, please welcome to the front of the stage, Aislinn Murray, Haley Zablosky, Alex Coulter, Haley Fuller, Haley Speck, Gavin Fronick, Levi McFetridge, Emma Parrish, Summer Zalesnik, Maggie Shushu, Grace Mishler, Zane Dalton, Matt Verzik, Julia Rollin, Alex Oskowski, Dan Pallison, Elizabeth Calvis, Henry Maxwell, Capri Brennan, and Johnny Hobray. The lyrics to this song actually had Michael Jackson repeatedly asking, "Annie, are you okay?" 2 weeks before writing the lyrics, Michael Jackson took a CPR course. Back then, the CPR mannequin that you practiced CPR on was called Recessa Annie, and students were taught to repeatedly ask if the patient was okay. So like millions who took the CPR course, Jackson was trained to ask Annie if she was okay. And then he took that line and put it into our final song of the night. Annie, are you okay? Probably not, because she's been struck by Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal. In just a few minutes, the band will be coming out to see all of you in the audience while our drum line shows off some of their cadences. And as we learned last night, this is only the second time this marching band has ever been in the auditorium, so please make sure the aisles are clear, small children are huddled, whatever you want to do, or else you may end up with a trumpet in your lap. When we get to this portion of the show, we traditionally reflect not only on the season, but the band itself. We always treat the band as a single entity with its own character, even though it's comprised of 185 characters. And to help define the character, there is usually a moment, as Mr. Fidali likes to call it, the point in the season where the band sets itself apart from previous editions of the Pride of the Titans. It's usually in a performance either at halftime or in a special place like a Browns game or Ohio State. And as fun as they are, it's usually not in a fourth quarter cheer or roller coaster ride or a wiggle-up. In planning the season, the directors will look to set up the band to achieve a moment, keeping in mind it's entirely up to the band whether or not they grasp it. In years past, it's been a Bohemian Rhapsody, a Sinatra show, an indoor varsity show, or an outdoor varsity show, or simply performing in the middle of a pandemic. This year, the Firebird and its on-field drill was setting up to be the defining moment. But for some reason, the Firebird was not coming together, and it was dealt an even greater blow last week in the final rehearsal when a medical incident struck one of our band members. The director saw it. The band's focus was elsewhere now, and even though their bandmate was okay, the risk of debuting a demanding piece such as the Firebird was too high, and the piece was removed from the final home show. The moment was slipping away. The band knew it, and disappointment was setting in. But then something happened last week that was not expected, even by the band. Last Thursday's rehearsal was not only about the Firebird, but about other things like this varsity show. But there was also this quick run-through with some 7th and 8th grade band members, some new experiment to involve the middle schoolers and the high school band. Basically, our 185 band members would have to coach 130 7th and 8th graders so they could experience a band Friday night. At rehearsal, it was no big deal. Just get through this part with these kids and then on to more important things like the Firebird and varsity show. Interestingly, there was some real coaching going on by our band, and they were smiling about it. There were friendships being made and a genuine caring about helping these middle schoolers understand not only the performance part of the marching band, but the fun that goes with it. The smiles on the faces of the 7th and 8th graders was signaling that something special was taking place. Because of our band, these possible future members of the Pride of the Titans will now fondly remember the night that they marched to the stadium, performed at pregame, sat with the band, played the fight song, did the fourth quarter cheers, roller coasters, and wiggle-os, and danced their way back to the high school. They were even invited to participate in the senior tunnel. This may very well be a new tradition for this program, and it all started with this edition of the Titan Marching Band. And there it was, the moment, which was not in a performance, but in the character and, yes indeed, the fun of the band itself, because that's the way they wiggle. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2022 edition of the Pride of the Titans, this is the Berea-Midpark Titan Marching Band. best band fans on